On the 7th day, we are not resting, we are recording the monument. So we're doing the section drawing, or the sides of the trench, and we are also cleaning the monument ready for a site photograph, so to show how the monument looked at the start of excavations. So we don't know what we're going to find, but we hope to get down to the very base of this monument to understand a little bit more about the formation of the monument and what's there basically.
A section is essentially like a context sheet. It gives us an idea of the profile of the different layers within the trench that we've been digging. So here we've been drawing the top of the mound here, that is the modern top. We've also drawn in this section here, this is the terram, this is the membrane that we had from the previous dig from last season. That tells us where we got up to last year. And then beneath that we've got the fresh section, which has not been drawn before. So when we do a section drawing, we're essentially doing almost grid references. Whereas when you're doing planning, you're looking down, doing sort of bird's eye view within a grid. On section, you're doing it vertically.
Is that the kist, there was a bit that we saw in a section from last year, which we assumed was a little bit of a kist.
Yeah.
It started to look like it may actually be a voltage kist. It's very exciting because what we may actually find is not only cremation, but cremation in a pot. Now the significance of this is that means that you get a fair representation of the material cremated bone that's come from a funeral pyre site. It's important in this respect. When people say things like it's a cremation, it's not really a cremation. Nobody's actually seen a cremation before. A cremation is when you burn somebody. What we're looking at is cremated bones, and then the residue, the pieces of burnt bone that have been collected from a funeral pyre site and taken somewhere else, placed in a container, put into the ground. There's all sorts of possibilities of what may come from this case. So we're going to have to make some decisions on when to do this. We're going to have to look at the weather forecast. We're going to have to make sure we've got bandages to shear up any pots that are coming out, because if just we can remove them all. There's a whole series of sort of logistical things that we need to do before we just sort of dive in there and excavate this feature. So it's looking very good at the moment.
So we never know what we're going to find in the ground when we open up a trench. Luckily this week we have had some finds. And by Professor Nancy Edwards, as you saw yesterday on the blogs. It's a piece of post-medieval pottery. A large base sherd. Okay, the next one is another piece of pottery found by Sue Evans. An eagle-eye Fabian found a tiny piece of what looks like modern glass, must be from a beer bottle or something.
Did he dig some top of beer?
And we also have, it wouldn't be any excavation, it wouldn't be an excavation without a clay pipe. A bowl that's decorated as well, possibly got a stamp, we don't know until we've given it a good clear up, but it's a sort of a good sign that people were here, certainly after the 16th century, sort of milling about on the monument. So as well as the material culture, the things that people leave behind in the past, as well as the clay pipes, pottery and things like that, we are also finding another element of human occupation of this area in the past, and that's burned bone, which is a good indication that what we're dealing with here is a burial mound.